What's up? It's Kelly, and I'm the captain of Even Keel Ops. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about setting up an opt in with MailerLite.
Okay, in order to create your first opt-in form, you'll need to be in the Forms section of your MailerLite dashboard. From here, you can see that we can create several different kinds of opt-in forms. We can create a pop-up opt-in form, we can create an entire landing page, or we can create a traditional embedded form, which is what we're going to do today. So we'll do that by clicking the orange Create Embedded Form button, and then we'll need to give our form a name, and we're going to call it My Awesome Form, because we are working with My Awesome Brand today. And then we'll click Save and Continue, which will take us to the page where we'll need to choose our form type. There are two different types of forms here. There's the traditional embedded form, which shows up on your website, and you can collect email addresses and names and other information. Or there's a subscribe button, which is exactly like it sounds. It shows up on your website as a button, and when clicked, it pops up a form where the information like email and name is gathered. Today, we're going to create a traditional type embedded form that we will install on a website to collect subscriber information in exchange for some type of opt-in or digital download. On the next page, we will select our subscriber groups or group. You can select as many groups as you want. These groups, when chosen, will filter the email addresses entered into the opt-in boxes so that they are part of any of the groups you have selected. Today, we are going to add a new group, and we're going to call it My Awesome Opt-in, because that is what these people are subscribing to, My Awesome Opt-in, which we're building today. And then we'll click Save and Continue. Okay, that takes us to the page where we will design our form. We'll start with the details, such as a title for our form. Get My Awesome Brand News. We can add a tagline here or a subtitle. We'll leave that what it is for now. You can add a confirmation checkbox text if you choose to add a confirmation checkbox. I don't often add those or use them at all, actually, so this always stays blank when I'm creating an opt-in form. A checkbox is just another step that somebody has to go through, which may put a new subscriber off. So next, we can edit our button information. So let's make it say something way more exciting than subscribe. We'll have it say Get Awesome. And then you can edit the thank you message, or you can add a redirect URL. If you've set up a custom thank you or landing page, you can enter the URL here. If you haven't, you can just change the message to suit your needs. You've successfully signed up to be awesome. And then we can move on to designing our opt-in box. So from here, we can choose whether we want a vertical or horizontal layout. I like to use the horizontal layout for my website because I like to collect names and email addresses, and we'll get to that in just a second. Next, we can choose whether we want our labels on the inside of our boxes or on the outside. I prefer mine inside. It takes up less space. Next, we'll need to add the width of our web page or blog post so that the box goes all the way across, or make it the size that you want, that you think looks good with your website. I guess it doesn't have to go all the way across, but change the pixels or the percentage to the size that suits your needs. I like to have all of my boxes aligned in a center way, so I always choose center even though auto is an option. Next, we're going to change the background color. I have set up some colors for My Awesome Brand, so we are going to select the purple, and we are going to make our box purple. I don't really like to use a border, so I usually make this like nothing here and nothing there and just leave it as is. Since we chose a kind of dark background, we'll need to add a lighter text so it's easy to read once people come to our website. I guess I should go back to that, and we can here also change the font to something that matches our brand, or we can change the size. We can make it bigger or smaller, and we can center it, or right or left justify it. Again, I like mine centered, so we'll leave it there. Next, we will move on to the text. Again, the text needs to be white, or a light color, so it's easy to read on the background. You can change the font to suit your brand and the size again if you want to. Now, if you want to center this text, you'll need to go back to details, to the text box, and you'll have to center it from there. You can also bold, italicize, strike through, underline this text, change its size or its color from here. You can add a link, bullet points, whatever you want to do. You can even add code. So let's head back over to the Design tab. And from here we can change our input, background and color, borders and border radiuses, and text colors. I usually leave all of that as default. It looks really good. We do want to change, again, the font color on our confirmation message so it shows up on our dark background. And we can change the font and the font size, and then click Save. And next comes the really fun part, and that is designing the button. We'll grab a different color here from our brand style sheet, and we will make it yellow. I think we will not have a gradient, although you could if you do like gradients. I like to increase the border radius of my buttons because I like them to be rounded. We'll leave the text color white. It shows up really good with the yellow background. We'll change this font to Open Sans because everything else we used in this design was Open Sans. We'll leave it as is for size, and we'll click Save. You can change the background color or add an image. I usually do not. My website is white, so I like to have a white background so that when I install it on my website, you have a seamless transition from my website and to the box. So now that we've customized all of our design elements, we'll head over to fields, and we can add several different fields. I usually only add name, and I like to make it required when I email you and you're part of my list. I like to know your name, and I like to call you by name. So I add name and email address and make them both required, although you don't have to have them required. Here you can add any additional groups that you may have forgotten to add when you set up your form initially. Once you're happy with the look and design and content of your form, you'll go down here and you'll click the Save button. This takes us to the page where we can grab the code and copy it to our website so that we can install this form on our website. We could also use just a URL if we need to use the URL for this form for anything. You can turn off the double opt-in or leave it on. I prefer to leave it on so that I can confirm I'm getting real email addresses. So next we'll head over to the Stats tab of this form's dashboard. Currently, of course, we just installed it on our website, so we haven't collected any subscribers yet. Nobody's seen it, and we have no conversions. But once the form's been there a while, these numbers will start to fill in. You'll start to see how many subscribers you've gained with this form itself, and how many visitors have seen the form, and what's the conversion rate between visitors and actual subscribers. You'll have a graph of your daily stats and a list of the subscribers who have joined using this specific form. Okay, next we're going to move on to the confirmation email page. For this page, you can change the subject of the email, the email that says, please confirm your subscription. So we'll say, please confirm your awesome. And if you need to change the email address for some reason, you can do that here. And then you can edit the confirmation email, which I highly recommend doing. Don't leave it the default boring here when you can do so much more with it. So let's add a header to start with. I like to add an image header so that people are familiar with my brand and my face as soon as they receive an email from me. So here is the header for my awesome brand that matches the branding elements. So we'll save that and we'll move on to the title. And we want to please confirm you're awesome because subscription is boring. And we'll go over here, and I think we'll change the color of that to this lovely pinkish red color. That'll look good with what we've got going on. Now, we used open sans on our forms, so let's stick with that here in our email too. You can change the size, you can change the line height if you want to. You can make it normal or bold, and you can underline it. From here, you can also align your text left, right, center, and you can change the background and spacing. I usually leave everything as is except for the style and the text align. Once I'm happy with the way that looks, I click save and I move on to this button. Now, for some reason, the button on this form does not have a link, and it's because they only want to subscribe. You want to confirm that you're a real person. Once they click this button, they're going to go to the MailerLite thank you page, which you can customize, and we will do in just a minute. So we want them to confirm, yes, I'm awesome. And then we want to change our button because this button is not so cute and it doesn't match our brand. So we'll go over here and we'll grab this blue color that we haven't used yet, and we'll make our button blue. Oops. And we can then change the vertical spacing. We can make it bigger or we can make it thinner. We can change our button radius. We all know I like my buttons rounded, so we'll make it a little rounder. We will click save, and then we'll leave the little message about if you receive the email by mistake, you can unsubscribe here or don't click the link, whatever it says. Once you're happy with the way this basic email to confirm the person is real looks, you can click save. And, you can add more content. I like the basic, please confirm you're awesome. Yes, I'm awesome. Just a basic email confirmation. I like to really do my customization in the landing page where people go after they've clicked this button. So we'll click done editing and we'll move on to the landing page. So the confirmation thank you page or the confirmation thank you landing page can be edited right here. As you can see, MailerLite has a very vanilla plain bare bones thank you landing page set up, but you can change that. Okay, we're here, and again, I like to turn on the header and add an image, the same image I used before. Like I said, this gets people familiar with your brand. It lets them know who you are and who your brand is. That way, when they're receiving or reading content from you, they know who you are. So next, I like to say, woohoo, let's get awesome, or whatever it is. Whatever message you want to welcome your new subscribers with should go right here. Again, we can totally, customize this with our brand colors from our little brand style sheet, and we can change it to match the fonts that we've already used. Oops, passed it. Open sans. We can change the size and the line height, all the same things we could do before. We can center it, which we will do. When we're happy with the way the title looks, we can click save and move on to something else. Now here I usually like to share a little bit of information about myself, so I'll change this text box to include, hi, welcome to my awesome brand. I love to get to know my new subscribers. You can find me in the following places online. So just give them direction. Where should they go next? So I like to add then social links. These will be, your links for Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is you choose to put right here, so they know where to go to follow you online. Usually I add another title here, like meet, so they get to know me personally and not just my brand. So meet my awesome owner, or meet my awesome brand owner, I guess is better. Add a little more text, maybe add a picture of yourself, whatever it is, and then tell them what they can expect from you after you've given them that information. and then close with, I'll see you soon, or I'll see you tomorrow, or whatever it is to let them know you'll be back in their inbox. So we've customized our landing page here, and we've given them all the information that they need so that they can continue on their journey through our website or through our social media or whatever it is. So when we're happy with that, we should probably give them what they actually came here for, right? Which is some type of free download. So we can add that by going here and clicking on this button, and we can say, get my awesome brand download. And then we'd add the link to that download. We'll just share our style sheet here because we have it open and nobody's going to see this form anyway. So then we'll go, of course, over here and we'll customize our lovely button again. I kind of like the gold. Looked really, really good. Yes, with the purple and the other colors. Make it round because that's what I like. And then we'll save it. Now, when somebody comes to this landing page, woohoo, let's get awesome. You'll give them a little information. They can grab their download. You'll tell them where to find you on social media. You'll give a little introduction to yourself or your brand, and you'll tell them you'll see them soon and what's coming next. And that is it. You have customized your thank you page, and you have set up your first opt-in using MailerLite. Good job. I will see you next time.